All righty, we are here with head track and field coach Matt Morris as Coach Morris is entering his 13th season here at CSU Pueblo, an outstanding track and field program. Coach, first off, we want to congratulate you on another outstanding cross-country season. You guys took the girls up there and finished in 10th place, another top 10 finish, so congratulations on another outstanding cross-country season. But we'll dive right into indoor track as we know what's happening this week. You've got two big beats right off the bat, Western Colorado, and then, of course, you get a couple mile runners headed up to Boston. Coach, just kind of your opening thoughts on the 25-26 campaign for you.
Yeah, we're excited. Got a good young group, and on the guys' side, we're a little bit younger than we have been for a while, but lots of good energy. Excited to get some of these young kids out on the track for the first time. Ladies, we have some veterans and some people returning that won some stuff, and a group of young kids and new kids as well. So lots of good energy this fall. Kids are training great. Good team chemistry. It's been pretty fun, and honestly not a lot of work for me, which is good. Now, we haven't got to a meet yet, so it could pick up. But so far, so good. So we're excited.
Coach, you talk about some of those veterans you've got coming back. I think we would not be doing ourselves right by starting with Helen Braybrook. I mean, the leader of this team. I mean, a multi-time All-American. She's a national champion. Just kind of talk about Helen and her leadership coming back for another season to lead the ladies squad.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we could spend 2 hours talking about Helen and wouldn't scratch the surface on it. What she's done, not only is her accolades from running, but really this impact she's had on our program and our community and our department. And so excited for her. Last year of eligibility also, a little sad. So I'm trying to, slow time down a little bit and see if I can enjoy it a little bit more. But just an unbelievable person and leader that it really reflects on our team as a whole. And so when you have someone like Helen, makes my job a lot easier,
I'll ask you this, and I'm sure we'll have this chat with Helen as well throughout the indoor season. What does Helen need to do? Kind of a broad question. What does Helen need to do to repeat as the indoor 800-meter champion?
Yeah, there's a lot of depth at this level, and I think one of the things that Helen does as well as anybody is she's good when it counts. I mean, she's PR at every single nationals, and so she's not going to get cheated or give it away to anybody. But that being said, there's a lot of fast people. So I think really our philosophy is just to concentrate on the things that we do well. Run the race that we think is the best race for us and execute the best we can. And then, you can't play defense in track and field. So where it lands, it lands. So I don't think we really think in absolutes as far as, is she going to win or not? I mean, obviously she'll be in the mix, but, I think we're just trying to do the best we can. And if our best is as good as it is, everyone else has probably got their hands full. So.
How important do you think it was for Helen to not race in cross-country season? Obviously, we know she's an All-American in cross-country in the past. She led the Thunderwolves to a third-place finish last year at Cross Nationals, but she was out of eligibility and didn't race this fall. Do you think that was a good thing for her, able to rest up and get prepared to run a sub-2-minute 800 for indoor and outdoor? Do you think it was something good for her? Do you think you might have wished you had her out there for cross one more year?
Well, for sure, I wish we had her out there still. I mean, whether it was good for her or not, it was good for us, right? But, that being said, Jaden and it really stepped up a leadership role, and some other people stepped up, and we were in a good spot. I always feel like, that's not an uncommon situation to be in your college careers if you have a redshirt year or a gap year or some version. And I think everyone handles it differently. And, some people take that as a chance to just relax and, decompress and chill, for lack of a better term. That's not Helen. Helen went to work, and so she has just been running so phenomenally. I'll be honest with you, it's kind of a loss for words. As you see, I mean, she is just crushing every single workout. And so I'm really excited for her race this weekend. I think she's in a really good spot. She got in a really good heat. And I think she's going to surprise a lot of people. She has been really running well. So that doesn't happen to everybody. I think, again, it's a reflection of certain personalities. But she really took that opportunity to focus on getting ready for track, and I think she's in a really good spot.
Coach, you're talking about someone with the testament of Jaden Heron, an outstanding leader in her own mind. Another really good cross-country season for Jaden. Jaden's a national champion. She's an All-American, in indoor and outdoor season. Talk about how you were able to put together that 800 squad, or pardon me, that DMR squad once again with Helen. You've got your local product in Gabby Dunnich, and then Jaden as well, and you're kind of trying to fill that fourth spot a little bit. But talk about that DMR squad that you're bringing back.
Yeah, I think that squad's going to be in a chance to push some records for sure. I mean, just on paper, always when you have a really fast mile split, and Helen, had the fastest mile split last year. That's a great place to start, longer legs. Jaden's just had a phenomenal career, and she's really improved a lot. And again, her opportunity to be a leader in cross country this year, she really stepped up. And so I'm excited for her to get some opportunities to run a lot faster than she's run before. Gabby's plugging away. She's doing great. And obviously her fall's a little different, so, she'll get cranking up more in the second semester. Yeah, and we have some newcomers that should be in a spot to fill those other legs, and that's definitely a priority for us. I think we always have prioritized the DMR. We've won it a couple times and been second a couple times, and we're always kind of in the mix. And so that's definitely on the forefront of everybody's mind. Obviously, they like their individual events, but. Yeah. If I would ask them, hey, you could either run your individual event or run the DMR, they would all choose the DMR. So I like it too. It's more fun. So I think, but there's some other good teams. Adams is really good. West Texas has a really good squad. Grand Valley will have a really good squad. So, no one will hand it to us, but I think we're in a good spot.
Yeah, Coach, just kind of talk about also some of your newcomers you brought in, Charlotte Young and Olivia Drods, who new to cross country, and now you bring them right into the mix. You've got some really outstanding middle distance runners in the two of them. Just talk about your new Europeans that you brought in.
Yeah, and again, those guys are great kids. And again, it's a tough transition for them to come in. They're very track heavy. Their season's more in the summer. They didn't have a lot of cross experience, and then we throw them into cross and longer distances, longer workouts, and then they got to gel with the team. And those guys really hung in there, and we kind of put it all together at the end. And I think again, it's a great springboard for them into the track season. So the way cross finished, everybody was really happy and ran well. And I think they realized they're both really, really talented and very fast. And I'm excited to see him get on the track, honestly, because if cross went that well, I can only imagine, because they came in with phenomenal track times already that would put them already scoring at nationals, and now they really ramped up another level. So I think we're all excited to get those guys out there.
All right, we'll ask you this before we transition kind of over to the men's side. You've got a couple of outstanding All-American throwers that you're bringing back in Katura Templeman and Phoebe Wessels, and, sad to see no more Catherine Higgins there on that roster. Yeah. But Catherine, great leader to those two young ladies right there. Talk about kind of your expectations from KT and Phoebe going in to this indoor season.
Yeah, and obviously, Katura's, probably her strength is outdoors, but she's been throwing the shot indoors, and she's just a great kid and a hard worker and really good personality. And so she, for a freshman to make the final is outstanding. That does not happen very often. Phoebe's a veteran. She's been in it since day one. It's like if we go back and see how many finals she's made, and she's always one of those kids, just an outstanding competitor. And Katura the same way. One of the things about Katura, I forgot to mention, is when she needs to throw a bomb, she gets one out there. She'll throw a 43, and then also you got to throw 45, and it's 46, right? And so she really responds to the pressure and the situation. And Phoebe's the same way. She'll go in with a 15 low, mark, and then she'll throw 15-30 or 15-40 when she has to. And so those guys are just great competitors. And so, we're excited to kind of get them going again. And obviously they, the big meets are going to be in, February and March, but they've been working hard all fall, and I'm sure they're excited to get out there and start throwing some stuff as well. So,
all right, Coach, we'll transition over to the men's side, and kind of like we're just talking with Catherine Higgins. I guess we can all shed a little bit of a tear that we don't see a young man named Reese Sharman Newell still on this roster right here, and obviously we know the impact he had, not just on you, but this program and athletic department. And But just kind of talk about your men's side as they look to transition into the post Reese Sharman Newell era.
Yeah, now that you kind of throw it out there, I realize my job's pretty easy. I got all these really good people, so I probably get a little too much credit for everything. But yeah, I know obviously Reese, completely changed our program and was a huge impact everywhere. And we're super excited for him. He's got an indoor and outdoor left, and I'm sure he's going to do great things. And but he left a lasting impact on our program, and I'm really excited for John Sweep really stepped up in the fall as a leader in cross country, and then Caleb McLeod and Tim Anstead and Cameron Eustace. We got a good leadership group in those older guys, and I mean they're not older, they're just
Been
good.
around.
Yeah, they've been around, so they all have a lot of eligibility left. But really tight knit group, and it really just kind of taken the I guess culture that Reese put together and kept moving forward and add their wrinkle to it. So all those guys had great cross country seasons and great time trials in the fall, and so I'm expecting some big jumps for those guys coming in the track season.
Coach, you talk about some of those other names, Cam, Tim, Caleb, a lot of these guys, John, who have younger guys,
Yeah.
none of them are seniors,
Yeah.
but they have run in some big time races
Yes,
and
they
been
have.
thrown into some big time moments. How important, I mean, gosh, All-American status for a few of them. Talk about just those four guys right there that have, you saying, taken a leadership role, but there's still younger guys that have run a lot of important races for you.
Yeah, and I think that's a real benefit for us, and again, as hard as it is, we're not going to replace Reese, right? And those guys don't grow on trees. But the fact that they were on the team with Reese and they kind of see what that looks like, it's really rubbed off on those guys, and they've kept it going. And I think those are some names you're going to hear a lot about here in the near future. And I think people are going to be a little surprised at how good those guys are, because they do get overshadowed a little bit. You know what I mean? And so I think we have a great core foundation. We brought some really good young kids in. We have another couple kids coming in the semester that are very competitive. So that's a young group, but I suspect we have a really good foundation to build on for the next 3 or 4 years.
Talk about, while we're on the guys' side, just came to my head, Terrell Smith, your new assistant coach, how important it was, how great it was to be able to bring him in right off, an All-American season there for indoor, and then, had his outdoor season. He's able to jump on the squad. He was one of the boys last year, and now he's one of the leaders now as your right-hand man.
Yeah, and that's been just a tremendous asset for us. And, obviously Ty has just kind of moved over on the other side of the aisle, but just doing the same things, and, smart, great personality, hard worker, and we kind of gave him some of those roles last year as well as a senior captain, and, he really did well with it. And so, and we have a good group of young sprint kids, so we're excited. Again, none of those kids are, really any seniors, right? They're all younger. So yeah, Ty's been a tremendous asset, and I think, that's what we were looking for, somebody who knew the system and could add some stability to that group, and Ty's just stepped right in like a veteran. I do have to tease him every once in a while, but it's just because he's so young. But you would never know. He's a natural. So and to that point, Megan's done a great job with the throws. I mean, obviously coaching her Catherine to a national championship last year, and Couture making a final, and Phoebe All-American twice, and Xavier, made nationals last year, Ian. So our throws group's been really important, and Megan's done a great job of stabilizing that group and really giving them something to build on. So we're a great staff, and we added back Angelique Urenda
Yes, she did,
as
yeah.
our vertical jumps, and she was obviously an All-American for us here in the pole vault, conference champion, conference record holder, and we're excited. We have a good group of young kids there as well. So I feel like the staff is as good as we've had since we've been here, and it's a good thing because I'm probably not getting better at this. So we need some people to pick up the slack. So we're excited for our group for sure.
Makes your job a little easier when you got 6 or 7 Matt Morrises running around that can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
But Coach, going back to that, we talked about the DMR squad on the women. You bring back a heavy chunk of your DMR squad on the men's side, who was 4th place a year ago. Obviously, you lose Ty, kind of. Caleb Tipton to graduation. But what are your thoughts and expectations for that DMR squad?
Yeah, same thing for the guys, and that was something we talked about in the summer, and we got in some calls, and obviously Zoom calls, because Tim was in Germany racing, and Caleb was in Scotland racing, and John was here in the States, and so, but that was their priority as well. As I think that DMR is kind of the middle of our circle, and I feel like we have a great group. Those teams are, competitive. We ran the fourth fastest time ever run in D2 history last year and got fourth, right? If that tells you. So no one's getting slower. But I do think that's a great group top to bottom. And I think obviously Caleb didn't run indoors last year. He redshirted. So, but he ran 148.3 this summer. And then Tim, was fifth outdoors. And we have a young kid coming in, Semester Noah from Canada, who's run 348 already. And there's some other guys as well. So we'll have a lot of depth there. And I think that we're going to, if we run well on the right day, we should put ourselves in a good spot.
Coach, I think we could chat all afternoon about your whole squad. It's an outstanding group of young men and women. I'll leave you with this. Is there kind of like, outside of nationals, is there really a spot there on that schedule that you're circling, you're looking at? Obviously, we know how historic the Colorado Classic was last year with Reese and the mile and everything, but is there a certain spot on this schedule that's really caught your eye?
Well, I think just starting with this weekend, that both Jaden's gonna be, I think, in the second or third fastest heat, and Helen's in the Invitational mile, with the top Division I girls in the nation, and I think she's going to give everybody a run for their money, and so that's going to be fun to watch right away. We go to, we're at CU again, great meet. We go to New Mexico a couple times, a very great facility, well run, a lot of good things. We'll take a group to University of Washington. We'll head west for the first time in a while, and that's an outstanding meet. And then we were very fortunate enough to get some people in the Arkansas Tyson Invitational, which was, arguably the best indoor meet in the nation last year. And so we're excited for that as well. So we have a really, really outstanding indoor schedule. It's fun for us that we have a diverse group, but we're able to get those kids that need to be in those kind of meets in there, and then for the kids who are probably a little bit more developmentally appropriate, going to some of the meets closer, have those opportunities as well. So I feel really fortunate about our indoor schedule for sure.
All right, Coach. Well, we are looking forward just as much as you are as you guys start this weekend, December 6th there in Gunnison, and also up in Boston as well. Coach, thanks for joining us, and good luck this indoor season.
I appreciate it.
We'll talk to you
before we go.
Yeah,
I
go.
to say great job to the fall sports all the way across the board, and good luck to volleyball coming up on Thursday. They've had a great run, and Jordan's really got a bunch of energy going in that program, and it's been fun to watch. And so hopefully they'll keep it rolling and finish up with some big points. So
Pack Athletics, man, it is. I'll throw this in there, the Learfield Cup. You got every team is holding down their own right now, getting CSU Pueblo up there in that Learfield Cup.
Yeah, it's good. We got some great young coaches. It's a lot of fun. So,
all right, Coach. Enjoyed as always. We'll talk to you later.
Appreciate it. Thank you.